What up, Tims? We're recording, and this is a dungeon rap fanatic, collector, underground enthusiast here, and we're just going to be chatting it up and talking about awesome underground music and shit that we're fascinated with. Now, first off, let's get into the Grim Sleeper and Dominus Soul. How'd you get into them?
I think it was late 2020, that's when a lot of newcomers appeared in the dungeon rap scene. And Dominus Soul was one of them. He started off with a few tracks, and he kind of evolved into a really good dungeon rap artist. I think he has a tape coming out soon. I don't know if you're familiar with Tape House USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna drop that tape on there. Yeah, and after that, SoundCloud, it's a huge platform, and it's after that I just came across his other tracks, Grim Sleeper, I think.
Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah.
And he was on my show. Yeah.
Lo-fi funk scene, it's I love the mad distorted sound they have. You don't hear that anywhere else. They got some shit going. Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, Sacrilege said they seem to blend that dungeon rap sound, but also with the more conventional funk sound. They seem to blend that shit very well. Are you a fan of this set and what Sacrilege set have going on with Slim and Outkast and stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, I think Outkast and Dominus, they're my favorites. They have that one song called Overthinking. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
It's totally my favorite, with the Silent Hill sample and stuff.
Yeah.
They got something going here, man. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really fuck with what they have going on. But I want to get into me and Dominus, we talked very vaguely about dungeon rap, but I feel how would you describe dungeon rap to someone that hasn't heard it? You know what I mean? How would you describe it to someone who hasn't heard it, the genre in its entirety?
I think dungeon rap is it's hard to explain because there's so many things that make dungeon rap. But if I have to describe it, I think it's the neglected child of Memphis rap, and I think it's a neglected child of Doom Shop or something. It's hard to explain.
The neglected child of funk, basically. That's funny. That's
yeah.
I feel that though, cause it's so it's under it's like bedrock, you know what I'm saying? That's how fucking deep that's down, you know what I mean? And
yeah, exactly, that's that's a good description. It's bedrock, cause the first time I've heard it, actually I found it by accident, the Dungeon Rap, the introduction album, because it was in summer 2020, I think, and that was the time where DJ Sacred dropped his Sacred Mixes Volume 5. So it made me search up a bunch of stuff about Sacred. Yeah, and then when I read the title DJ Sacred Dungeon Rap, I was confused, what is that? And I think most people have had that experience. The sound is just it's so grim and so I don't know, disorienting, and it's I had to rewind the first track I've heard a bunch of times to realize what's going on, because there's like so much stuff going on at once. You know, there's like the Dungeon Sim samples. They're like some mystic and stuff, and then you got like these I don't know, DJ sound vocals, or like shoddy pimp vocal samples. Like it's crazy. Like I think a lot of people had similar experiences when it comes to like the first listen in dungeon rap.
Yeah, DJ Sacred. I've heard a lot of positive things about him in interviews personally, but you also get into like you also seem to be a fan of like a lot of other artists in the scene. Like you're not just the dungeon rap scene, but you have a fucking beautiful collection of DJ Akoza. Like, how'd you get into him? Because he's amazing, dog. He's a legend. Dog.
Oh man, it's like you know, like Doom Shop was like I think like I found Doom Shop in like 2017. That was like their like, in my opinion, like, it's just like I'm not speaking for everyone, but in my opinion, like 2017 was like the peak of Doom Shop. You know, that was the time where like a lot of stuff came out, especially like I think Devilish Trio went crazy that year. I don't know, like it's like kind of a sensitive topic, but like MC Holocaust, like some people don't fuck with the name because it's like F2H sometimes, but he dropped a bunch of stuff that year. And now back to your question, DJ Akoza, 2017 was a crazy year for Akoza, and that's probably why I found him, because he dropped like a bunch of shit. Like I wasn't that much into like tapes that time, only like listening. Like I've seen that there are like tapes for sale, but like I wasn't like aware that there's like a whole cassette scene still going on, you know. And that's when I came across Akoza. It was like basically like the time when he dropped like his two most legendary tapes, the Eliminate EP and No Peace with the Beast. Those are like his best works. Like there's like no doubt. I mean, a lot of people, like I've talked to a lot of people on Instagram, they might disagree, but now those speed tapes that he made, they're like legendary. Like I've recently just got them, by the way. DJ Akoza, I only like recently got a bunch of tapes. Like it only happened like in 1 month. I went on this like huge search. On Discogs, talked to a bunch of people on Instagram. I don't know if you're familiar with Depop. That's like an app.
I've heard of that.
A bunch of stuff there, like rare tapes. I'm kind of sad to see that he left Doom Shop, but I also not, because like he's been experimenting with a lot of stuff with these two rap dudes called Death Dealers Anonymous. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up, because that shit. So he's on some new shit. It seems. Death. Who?
I think like in 2019 he hooked up with these two dudes. They're called like Death Dealers Anonymous.
That sounds fucking cool.
They made like a bunch of stuff, and they go hard. Like they're honestly, like when it comes to like new rap, it's kind of difficult because I'm always on this nostalgic mindset. You know, I listen to a lot of old school Doom Shop, DJ Smokey. Like
it's the anniversary of that one, John, right? The Evil Ways. It's like the anniversary of that a couple days ago.
Oh, that had I know 8-year anniversary was like yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, he's fire, bro. DJ Smokey.
Shout out Smokey for real.
Yeah, and Vamp, and because I recently I did an article that's gonna be out in a magazine soon, but it's also on my website. I did an article about like the vamp aesthetic in rap, and like I really, since like Playboi Carti's doing all this vamp shit now, it's like, come on, man, like the funk and horrorcore, like it all originates from like the modern version of that, you know, comes from like Perp and like, you know, DJ Young Vamp and Smokey, but like you could stretch even back to like Gangsta Pat, the Deadly Verses type of shit, and then stretch even back to like the early 80s and shit. I don't know, what I'm saying is like everything's just the tip of the iceberg of the tip of another iceberg of a tip of another iceberg, and it's so much fun to get into this lore. But
like I feel you, man. You gotta pay credit where credit's due. You know, it's kind of like, but I think that's been happening in rap music, like since the beginning. You know, it's just I don't know if you can call it like inspiration, but it's like kind of this thing like, okay, what's he doing? Let me write that down. Or, you know, it's always gonna be there. You know.
Yeah, like when I'm making a beat, because I'm a producer myself, I have my own collective and what we got going on. Like when I'm making a beat, you know, sometimes like I try and get the BPM of a different song, and I sort of like redo the drum pattern, but I put like a completely different melody over it on my own, because like you have to find like a foundation. And sometimes you can't make that foundation on your own. Like, the foundation might be a sample. You know what I'm saying? The foundation might be a BPM. It really depends as you do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a question about DJ Akoza again. Did you like that fucking project he did with Solze? That 3-track project he did with Solze? Did you listen to that?
Oh, you mean yo, that's kind of embarrassing that I forgot the name about that. But that was wasn't it the G-Funk sounding thing?
Yeah.
Yo, by the way, shout out Solse. Like, he's been I only like listened to him a few times, like on the old Doom Shop stuff, but he's going crazy on Spotify and stuff, and I've been listening to a few things. Like, he's really cool, man. Shout out Solse.
Yeah, there's certain people on Spotify that like they'll get like 500,000 streams, but they have like 700 fucking followers on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like Conron, like I made music with him and he's fucking huge. Are you aware of Conron?
Nah, man, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. Like streams are completely. Sometimes like people get a lot of streams, they don't get a lot of followers, and it just shows people just care about the music now, in my opinion, if you're independent and shit like that. But I have a question about like, you know, people in the underground that are completely overlooked. Like who in your opinion is one of the most overlooked people in the underground?
I mean, in the underground in general, like,
yeah, it could be dungeon rap, but who in the underground is like completely overlooked and shit?
I've recently, I think, it's like in dungeon rap, it's like easy to be overlooked, you know, because it's like still like such a small new genre. But I think like in funk and in the underground, is DJ, I don't know, DJ Unfair, just Unfair, but DJ Unfair. I don't know if you know him.
I do not, but I'm gonna look him up and shit.
Cause like 2020 was like I've talked to a bunch of people about that, and they agree like 2020 was a fucking crazy year for the underground. I think that's kind of because we had the whole like lockdown shit going on, and people had like so much time on their hands to make like dope stuff. But yeah, back to DJ Unfair. He dropped like a bunch of like shit last year, and he's kind of like he's taking like funk, and he's taking like dark funk to a next level. Like he he dropped a bunch of tapes last year, and yeah, like he also made like a few dance rap tracks with a bunch of people. Like he's coming from that scene, but he kind of like does his own stuff now. And I think he's like really overlooked because like he makes like this eerie like futuristic dark funk vibe. I don't know, it sounds weird, but it's the best way I can explain it. Like
Yeah.
people really should like check him out more.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'll definitely look into him. Does he have any tapes out or anything, like physical copies out there?
Yeah, I've recently like I was lucky and was browsing Discogs, and last year he dropped this double cassette album where he has like it's kind of freaky. It's a cassette case with two cassettes in it, and you got his the album is called Paranoia, and on the second tape, I hope I don't get this wrong, but I think it's an alias of him called Agnes, and that's like in there too. That was like the craziest drop of last year, I think.
Oh man,
but it was like gone in like 30 minutes or some stuff. Yeah, people really like that one. And other than that, yeah, he's every album that he releases, there's like a physical to it. It's like happens with like every album, with every artist I follow these days. Like when a new album drops, there's a cassette for sale.
you gotta cop it. But so what artist that hasn't like dropped a physical copy of their music do you think should drop like a cassette or something? Like what artist do you think should do that hasn't yet?
I think, I don't know if you heard, but DJ Smoke is planning some a vinyl drop and cassette drops. Have you heard about that?
Nah.
He's releasing Evil Ways and Codeine Demons on the vinyl, and I think cassette tapes too. I'm really hyped for that. But let me think. I mean, Dominus has his one coming up, so I really don't know, man. Cause like most artists I know, they already dropped like a cassette tape. You know, like real do-it-yourself stuff. You know,
yeah,
just like really basic dub cassettes. J cards are just the J cards are just sort of like a normal like print paper and stuff. Yeah, no, man, that question is too tough, man. I can't think of one right now.
Yeah, bro, because like a lot of people be doing that, but I gotta ask you about 12 Gauge, which I'm a huge fan of. Are you a fan of 12 Gauge? His music or that producer? You know, are you aware of him, 12 Gauge?
I think I've seen the video on your channel, but I've actually never heard of him. I know 10 Gauge, but I never heard of 12 Gauge.
But 10 Gauge, man, he's fire, bro. He's got a lot of stuff that was released with Sly, because Sly's been on a roll. Are you aware of Sly and what he has going on?
Yeah, I feel kind of embarrassed that I don't know these names, man. I'm sorry.
But I mean, you're recommending me shit I don't know about. Like, I didn't know about the Death Dealers Anonymous type of shit, which is that's actually a title of a song by Ice-T, Death Dealers Anonymous. I got to check that Ice-T song out. I don't really listen to Ice-T. I don't think anybody really listens to Ice-T no more, because all he's doing is going on these like American TV shows and he's just acting now and stuff like that. But is there any like Austrian artists that you're from Austria, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any like Austrian artists that you could shout out that you know of locally?
I want to give a huge shout out to DJ Warzone. He recently moved to Vienna, where I live. He's on the Natural Science label, You know, the same label where DJ Sacred dropped his infamous Dungeon Rap the introduction tape. He makes crazy ass techno. Gotta give a huge shout out to him. We were supposed to meet like yesterday, but he's sick again. Hope he gets well soon. Yeah, but that's like my favorite Austrian artist right now, DJ Rawson.
Yeah.
He's been on there's like this compilation album by Natural Sciences, HNDK. If you're like into like crazy electronica music, you can check that one out. It's yeah, Natural Sciences in general, man. It's
That's a label?
mostly like experimental electronica music. But it's a crazy label. Like it's my new favorite label.
Yeah, that's what's up. I really fuck with, in terms of small labels, I really fuck with Level 1 Records with Psycho Rich and shit. Like, I love these small fucking labels, man, because they always, like, it's real personal and shit like that. But, I mean, I haven't really gotten into underground techno. Like, what other, like, how would you describe their techno? Like, is it, like, what does it sound like? Like, in terms of comparing it to artists, or is it just in its own different lane?
I've only like recently checked a bunch of stuff of that out. The best way to like describe it is they really like push their sound and stuff, but there are also like elements that are like really nostalgic. Like for example, like on the H in Decline album, they use a bunch of stuff from the 90s jungle drum and bass time. They kind of like fuse it together, and it makes like this kind of this like eerie new underground sound, you know. When you listen to it, you feel like you're in some shady ass club in London. Just like sweaty, drunk as fuck. You know,
That's funny.
I don't know. It just makes you feel like you're somewhere where like stuff is going on. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I got a question. Like, have you grown up in like Austria like your whole life and shit?
Yeah. I come from a like small ass town. You know. Kind of like white trash town.
They have white trash in Europe? I didn't know that.
That shit exists in Europe. It's like kind of the town is like kind of on the countryside, you know.
Yeah.
And there's like not really like any kind of like form of decent music entertainment. Like shout out to my dad for like showing me like good music, like music that actually matters.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I just got like really into like all the stuff. You know, I just became a music nerd, and it kind of like went on from there. You know, then I got like my first PC, internet, you know, SoundCloud. It just goes on from there, you know. I'm kind of like I still see myself like late at night just browsing SoundCloud, you know, the SoundCloud void. That's what I like to call it, because you click on one track, you listen to it, then you find the next one, and it's all gone, you know. It's you get kind of sucked into the whole like
the algorithm.
yeah, the algorithm, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah. But I've been in Austria my whole life. I moved to Vienna like 1 year ago, so like I'm like even like more in touch with like new music, artists and stuff. You know, it all kind of like gathers here in Vienna.
Yeah. What's the COVID like shit like there? Like, is it different than America, or is it like less like America? Like, what's the COVID regulations like there, if you don't mind me asking?
It's been getting kind of lax, I guess. Cause like there's like a bunch of like events happening right now with like I mean it's kind of lax with the events happening, but to get in there is still hard. Like you gotta have like I'm already vaccinated, like
Yeah.
but you have to have like tests and stuff, you know. Masks are like, because I've seen a video on Instagram of a club in London, and they had like masks on and were raving. Like that was kind of weird, like dancing with a mask. Like we don't have that here, luckily. Like as soon as you have like a valid COVID test and you're vaccinated, you can like attend these events. Like it's kind of like everything before was like total fucking bullshit, but now it's been getting better.
Yeah, and me and you are, very similar with that, and we're lucky that we're not, like Australia. Like, have you heard what's going down in Australia?
Nah, man, what's going on there?
It's like you can't go like 5 miles like outside of your house. You can't go to an event with like more than 2 people, and there's a bunch of shit. Like cops were like pepper spraying teenagers in a mall because they weren't wearing masks and shit. Like this shit's way, yeah, right. Like that shit's kind of fucked, and I love to see that Taliban shit's so fucking hilarious, because like the Taliban, it's like they invade the president, they fucking boot everyone out of the country, and they're all just like not wearing a mask or anything like that, and they're all just like, I don't fucking, have you been catching up on that Afghanistan news at all?
Yeah. It's like I already have like so much shit going on with me. Like I sometimes just like I'll ignore the news because like that's like so much bad shit happening. I don't know. Yeah. But I've seen a bunch of stuff about Afghanistan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how that turns out, man. We'll see.
Yeah, bro. Like it's like everything's fucking wild now. But let's get on to some like more newer music that came out. I don't know if you listen to these guys, but are you a fan of, like, did you hear that new Suicide Boys album that just came out? Because that shit was good.
I've heard it, yeah. Yeah, real quick, is it okay for a smoke?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
But yeah, dude, that new, I forget the title. It's like I forget the title of it, but that shit had so many good samples in that Suicide Boys album. What'd you think of that?
I think it's pretty good because like there are like these. I think there were like 3 singers, Avalon and New Profile Pic, and those were like fucking good tracks. Like me and my brother used to bump that a lot. So we both were hyped for the new tape. The thing is, like, I listened to the whole thing, but it was kind of like I've had a bunch of people over, and we were just like chilling and stuff, because like I couldn't like concentrate on the whole thing, but I think they like I also had that discussion with my brother. I think they kind of like go back to their old sound, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the drum patterns and snares. Like the drum patterns and snares they would use sound very older. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Compared to the project with the red cover. Like I like that project, but it's like you could tell they were trying to make some like hits, like take me home type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, but with this one,
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one too much either. I mean, I think before that was I Want to Die in New Orleans. That one was fucking hard. That one was fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's the like most mainstream accepted album though. Like out of all of them, that one is like, you know, that one got a review from Fantano, which I'm not like, I don't really be watching Fantano like that. But like if you get a Fantano review, then you're like sort of cemented in the mainstream, you know, in my opinion. But then like this one, this new one, I mean the cover is grim as a motherfucker. It's all like gray and shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know if there was this on it, but I hope, was there a Puya feature on the new album? I really wish there would have been, but I don't think there was.
Yeah, there's not, nah.
But
I think those times are over, man. I think,
yeah, man.
man, like a Puya feature would have like, that would have made that album, man. Honestly, yo, shout out Puya, by the way.
You went to a concert of his, right?
Huh?
Didn't you go to a Puya concert?
Yeah, last year. That was like the last concert I went to before COVID came. That was like the last rap concert. That kind of that pissed me off so much because there was like a bunch of shit coming up. You know, there was like Rich the Kid was coming to Austria. Fucking Bones.
Shit.
I don't know if you realize, but I'm a huge ass Bones fan.
Well, I mean, yeah, bro. I talk about him on my podcast. Like, holy, bro. Like his last project is probably one of his best projects. Like, in my opinion, I've been like,
dude, man, I listened to it after it came out. Like, it dropped on Spotify, and like 1 minute later, I was listening to it. I don't know. He evolved with every album, and I think that's like there were like a bunch of albums, which I'm kind of like I'm kind of like getting now into them because like there was like a bunch of stuff going on. You know, I collected like tapes and stuff, the whole dungeon rap thing, and I kind of like took a time off listening to him.
yeah.
But yeah, now the new joint, man, fucking crazy.
And there's like even some fucking disco shit at the end of it. I don't know if anybody like listened to it, but like there's like some very disco sounding rap or singing at the end of the fucking album.
That's his that's like his vaporwave side, cause like
yeah.
Hans has this like kind of like this. He's kind of like into that. He always has been. I don't know if you remember the the first paid programming tape. That was like so much. There was like so much vaporwave stuff on it. Like he's kind of obsessed with like the whole 80s aesthetic and stuff with the 80s sound. You know.
I mean, I fuck with that. Like, I'm a huge Young Lean fan, bro. Like, I love that shit. That fucking, you know, that vaporwave aesthetic mixing into rap or trap or, you know, pop or whatever. Like, I really, like, a Young Lean, man, like, he dropped a new song recently, Chandelier. I would definitely recommend anybody listen to that. But are you a big fan of Young Lean, Door?
Yes, of course, man. He's the dude that actually got me into rap. Like if Young Lean wasn't there, like I wouldn't be listening to like Bones or like even Dope Shop. Like there was like this phase, you know, when I was like a 15-year-old kid, I only listened to like dubstep and a bunch of random shit on the internet. And at least like when I was 15, my opinion was that like rap was kind of like too much like braggadocious, like kind of douchey and stuff. But then I found Young Lean, and yeah, I mean the rest is history. Like shout out Lean.
Shout out Lean, bro. Like, and like even like what I love about like listening to his old stuff is like you can tell, and he mentions this in all his interviews. You can see this Space Ghost Perp influence. Like, a lot of his older shit does have, like, cowbell. Like, Hurt is one of my favorite songs. And, like, literally the main melody is a fucking cowbell melody.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think he would have called it funk. Like, I don't think he probably, like really would have called it that. But, like, I love, like, seeing that Space Ghost Perp influence. And, like, I love fucking Space Ghost Perp too. Like I think like I really wish that Space Ghost Perp would have like either joined ASAP or like not like fucked all his shit up. But it's still good that he still does shit with underground people. Like he still makes music with Trip Jones and stuff like that. Who's like, I'm about to interview Trip Jones, by the way, but like Trip Jones.
Oh no way, man. Oh man, yo, shout out Trip Jones, man. He's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I'm about to interview him because like, I mean, me and him already set that up. We already got like that shit's all set up.
By the way, like. Since we're like talking about Lean, like what you think about the Blue Summer album?
Oh, Wosam's fucking insane, dude. Holy shit! Like I don't know where the fuck he came from. Yeah, who? You know what I'm saying? But it came out and it's fire, bro.
Nah, and that album was so unexpected for me too, man. Like there's like Blade on there, like all the fucking Sad Boys veterans, you know, it's crazy.
They might as well have called it like the Sad Boys album, you know what I'm saying? Like Violet Gold, fucking the Yin and Yang remix, the fucking Evil Empire shit. Like all of even the fucking Wosome like fucking solo track where he's just showing his beat. Like that inspires me right there. Like that makes me want to do some shit like that where I just put out a fucking giant compilation tape with a bunch of people rapping on my shit. Cause I just be putting out instrumental tapes where I get my group to do shit like in Summer Rain, the music video is fucking cool, like with the vampire shit, and you see that.
Oh, dude, that's I think like in my opinion that's like his best music video yet. Like honestly,
that and Miami Ultras.
He's just absolutely in his prime right now. Honestly.
Yeah, bro, like, and he like, man, like. The way he's been able to maintain like good music even in the darkest fucking period. Like even though Warlord was like recorded while like one of his friends died, it's so fucking good. Like Warlord is my favorite Young Lean album in my opinion.
I've seen that. Have you seen that documentary on Noisy about him?
Yeah, bro. That shit.
Yeah, I think it was like when I realized that like. A bunch of stuff from like Warlord was recorded when he was like all fucked up and stuff. That was like that just blew my mind. Like how he can like maintain like his musical talent even if he's just like at this absolute like worst period in his life. And that documentary is like I don't know. I don't have that often, but that was like kind of also like touching, you know, like because the thing is, I found Young Lean exactly at that time, you know. I arrived at the whole thing like really late, and that's when he already was like recording like Warlord and other stuff, you know.
And also the good thing about Warlord is it's probably has my favorite. Like I will always say this about Young Good, or however the fuck you say his name, Young Good, is that he is Young Good, but he's like every time I'll give people my top 5 producers, I always have him on that list, and he produced like pretty much every single track of that fucking album. Like and Young, like and I think that's why I like the way he does. Like usually he always gets the same producers on it, but he always picks one. Lean always picks one to like pretty much like steer the project in the right direction. Like with the last solo Young Lean project, it was a bunch of White Armor. It was the Stars. Yeah, that was all basically White Armor, and it worked out so good. Like everything. Yeah. Like Stars is a fucking the Pikachu. That was a good one. And which one was it? Acid at 7-Eleven. That's probably the best song on that project. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you?
But on Warlord, you can just hear like the young good sound, you know, especially on Afghanistan. Yeah, that's kind of ironic, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Young Good is insane, man. Yeah, he's also been like a bunch of like SBE like Sad Boys like producers and stuff have been working with Smokey, by the way.
Hasn't Lean rapped on a Smokey beat before? Isn't that?
Lean has rapped on a Smokey beat, yeah.
Let me find that song name because it had like it was a song with Kirby. It was fucking DJ Smokey.
Look up 3D Spaceship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the cover is a picture of Kirby. And yeah, dude, that's a banger right there. And that's.
I think that I think the cover on SoundCloud is Kirby, but I think on YouTube it's like a bunch of like Yoshis in different colors. I think.
Yeah. I mean that's so fucking cool though. You know what I'm saying? Like he had another song that was like real techno sounding, and it had a girl singing on it. I forget, Young Lean. That shit was really good too.
Do you mean I think you mean Vault on the unknown. Wait, it's an unknown death. I think unknown memory.
I'm talking about Marble Phone. Marble Phone. That's a really good one. I mean, I might as well play it.
I don't know that one.
That's a good one. It's got Krayshawn on it. I'm about to get copyright striked. I swear to God, dog. Please. You know what I'm saying? YouTube you wildin'. But and you know what I think people should definitely look into is like I think someone on YouTube should make a playlist of all Young Lean and Glow Gang collaborations, because he's got all.
Well, I was about to like ask you about the one track with ball out and stuff, man.
The way the triangle instrument was used in the production, the ding ding, like the fucking, it's like normally just people do like a 2-step and it goes, a 4-step and it goes ding ding with the triangle, but then they pitch the other triangle down every 2-step and it works like so beautifully, or every 4-step, but it just, that one's fucking beautiful as well. Yeah.
I mean that's kind of like kind of also like bizarre, like Glow Gang and Young Lean, you know. Like, I think like they just like I think they just like this energy and stuff, you know. I think that's why these like collaborations happened.
And also like if you he did an interview in Dublin, like in some college or some shit, some official college that is prestigious, but Young Lean did it. Yeah. That's a good interview, by the way. But he was like, I was listening to Chief Keef in like 2010, 2011, and Chief Keef like is God to him. Like he was like, what he was saying is that like Chief Keef is like, to him, like he was listening to him when you would get kicked out of the. I think he said like he was listening to Chief Keef when you would get kicked out of a party for playing Chief Keef. Like that shit was whack. like back then, you know what I'm saying? Like probably like the Bang days. Like but like when Chief Keef was probably like 15 or 16 or some shit. And like so he I could tell like he probably worships like him. Like he's probably like a really huge fan before he even thought of rapping, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
I think so, yeah, because like I don't know about you, but I also like grew up on the Finally Rich album, which is like that one should be in a fucking like vault or something. That one needs like a fucking, I don't know,
some like museum about it.
Status.
Like it needs like a museum exhibit, like a you know how like Stanley,
exactly.
Like you know how Stanley Kubrick did how like Stanley Kubrick the filmmaker would have like a pop-up exhibit every like couple of years in like a museum in England. Like they did do that for fucking Chief Keef, where it's like a pop-up exhibit of like I don't fucking know, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like that, like people got to take that shit like to a prestigious level, because really like the influence it had, and there's so much fucking remixes from that came out after or before. Like there's a 300, there's like a Rick Ross version, but the Soulja Boy version on the Back from the Dead 1 or whatever that one was, or it was one of those other albums, that mixtapes he dropped prior, that has like him dressed up in a True Religion logo, that came out before Finally Rich. That had a 300 remix with a Soulja Boy on it, and that one was way better than the Rick Ross one, because Soulja Boy, I mean, He's fire, bro. I'm like he drops. He's kind of like young, Lil B, where he just drops like whatever, like you know what I'm saying. But he's like, I think Soulja Boy is like legendary, and I think you should put like on the 5 early trap like artists, 5 legendary early trap artists. It should be Young Lean, Lil B, Space Ghost Perp, Soulja Boy, and fucking Lil B or somebody else goes up there. But you know what I'm saying? Chief Keef, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of Soulja Boy though?
It's like also like funny because like I only recently got back into his stuff. Cause like I remember one day where I was in like in a bad mood, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna listen to Turn My Swag On. It instantly brought me back to like 2011. It's like,
yeah,
you know, just vibing, you know. And he's been like, if you follow him on Instagram, like he's just like, I don't know, he doesn't care, you know. He just like drops a song. He has like I don't know, like 40 ways of getting like money, you know. He recently dropped like this weird ass gaming console which works like a phone, and it just says it's a Soulja Boy edition. And
he bought Atari. Like he's
crazy.
You know, he's the owner of Atari. Like he just bought Atari. Like I'm not fucking like today. I think like you just got. Let me go on Instagram and look this shit up. This is fucking hilarious. But he bought. But he like bought the company of Atari or some shit. Hold up. Academics. Yeah, it's on the academics page, but well, actually, it's on. So, but yeah, like I think he just got he secured like a couple $100 million deal with fucking the owner of Atari or some shit, and he owns like the literal company of Atari. Hold up, let me find this shit. Yeah, bro. And he's got a fucking Soulja Boy game. Yeah, bro. I'm about to buy his fucking gaming console, bro. Here it is. Soulja Boy is the new owner of Atari and is gonna sell his gaming company for $140 million.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we're in a simulation, dog. I swear to God. And Juicy J's in the comment section.
Yo, I don't know if you've seen that Breakfast Club interview with him, like the iconic interview.
That's a classic.
Where he's like all dressed in Gucci, and he says like a bunch of stuff that he did first. And I've seen like a bunch of people in the comments like fact checking all that stuff, and it's like all true. Like he's the first rapper to like promote his shit on YouTube and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, like shout out Soulja Boy. He's crazy.
And he dropped a really good song recently with Lil B, which I think is like one of the best like Lil B songs. Is it's on that new. He's got a new project, Soldier World, and Bay to the A. I definitely recommend everyone check out Bay to the A by Soulja Boy and Lil B. And their collaborations, man, they're so good because like Lil B, like they kind of like came up in the same era before, like they were like fucking, like, you know, like in like some like evil science movie when like they'll send like people in an area to like to test the waters of this shit. Like they were like they were like really testing the uncharted waters of the internet for like this rap shit. And they'll forever be known as fucking legends and shit. But like let's wrap this up because I got some shit to do. But do you have anything like you'd want to talk about before we wrap this up? Because this was a fucking good episode, man. Thank you.
Oh man, first one I gotta say, like I appreciate it a lot for having me, man. Like it's been a pleasure. Yeah, I mean, what else I gotta say? Because we were talking about dungeon rap, just keep your eyes open for the new. Like DJ Sacred announced that he's working on his new dungeon rap album. I think that one's like gonna change like everything. It's like the genre has like kind of evolved over time. I mean, it's only like 2 years old, you know, but definitely hyped for that. Yeah, and also like if you like if you like cool edits of some cool tracks, like hit me up on Instagram. Like I do a lot of like edit stuff and like visuals and shit. And yeah, that's about it.
Fuck yeah, man! Thanks for coming on. I had some fun talking. We got some cool shit, and I'll definitely drop a link in the description to your Instagram so y'all can go follow it, check out. He's always posting about, you know, artists or cassettes and whatever he's got going on. And shouts out to you, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Yo, thanks again, man. See ya.